Hello guys, how are you?
I'm Hardeep Singh. Welcome back to your own YouTube channel. IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test, and speaking, you got guesswork. Please guys participate in everyday listening and reading practice test to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Press the bell icon for the upcoming notifications. Don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams.
Part 1.
You are about to hear a telephone conversation between a man and a woman about a rental property. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 7. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 7.
Central Realty, Jill speaking. How can I help you?
Yes, hello, Jill. I've got a problem, a complaint I wish to register. Who should I speak to?
You'll want to speak to Tracy, the residential manager. Just a moment and I'll put you through.
Thanks.
Hello, this is Tracy. I understand your rent is going to be increased.
Yes, this is why I'm calling. I was told that my rent would not be increased for the length of my 6-month contract, which I signed only 4 months ago. What's going on? Is my landlord allowed to do this?
I see. Yes. Okay. That seems strange. Look, can I take down some of your particulars and I'll register a formal complaint to the landlord on your behalf?
Yes, sure, that'd be good.
Firstly, name and address, contact details.
Yes, Jane McSweeney. That's MCSWEENY. 3 Mauger Street. That's MAUGHER Street. Winderee, 3355.
And the phone there?
Yes, you can contact me on 334756 extension 3176. I generally arrive home by 6 o'clock in the evening, so you can call me around that time, but not after 9. Oh, sorry, 8:30, because that's the time I leave for work.
Okay, so I should note down that the problem is that your landlord wants to raise your rent. And when did you first move in?
Yes, well, the contract began on August 1st, and... oh, hang on. Sorry, that's the ending date. We actually moved in on February the 1st.
Before you listen to the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 8 to 10. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 8 to 10.
Okay, good. Now, if need be, you will have to send a letter to the Rental Tenancy Board. But as I said, first let us approach your landlord on your behalf and see if we can work out the problem before it gets to that situation. I'd be very surprised if you have to send a letter. 95% of these kinds of problems get solved early on.
Okay.
Now, if you have any problems you need to discuss, feel free to come in and talk with the general manager. In the meantime, if you would just wait until we receive an answer from your landlord, we'll be able to then plan our next step.
Is there anything else I could be doing?
Well, you could write a letter to the RTB listing all the events as they happened from your point of view. But as I say, hold on to it. Don't send it unless we have to. Well, that's about it for now. Thanks for your call. I'm sure we can sort this out.
Thanks very much for your help. I hope we can sort it out too. Bye for now.
Yes, bye.
That is the end of part 1.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 2.
You will hear a speech given by the head of a company to some new employees.
First of all, a warm welcome to Barker's Country Safaris. We're delighted to have you all on board for this season. I know you've all been told a bit about the company when you had your job interview, but I thought it would be worth telling you a bit more about ourselves. Barker's was set up 10 years ago by myself, John, and my then girlfriend and now wife, Nancy. We started it initially just as a hobby. We felt that there was a good opportunity to share our love of the countryside in this part of the world with the many visitors who come here. As you know, most people come for the beaches in the summer, but there is so much more to the region, and this is what we wanted to exploit. Nancy and I were born near here, and as teenagers we went climbing, kayaking, whitewater rafting, potholing, and just straightforward walking. This district is in our blood, and we love it. While we were still at university, we started taking small groups of visitors out into the national park in Nancy's brother's old Land Rover. We'd drive them around the back lanes and into the forest. We'd also organise rock climbing tours for friends of friends. Then, each year, without us having to advertise, people came back to us to ask for more excursions and trips. So, 5 years ago, we gave up our other jobs to focus full-time on Barker's Country Safaris. Now, 2 years after that, we set up the activity tour part of the business, and 1 year ago, we expanded into organising activities for school groups during term time. Obviously, this was a massive challenge with all the health and safety requirements, but it's proving a great success.
You now have 30 seconds to look at questions 17 to 20.
Anyway, we'll certainly not be dealing with school parties during the summer holidays. Our clients for the next 3 months are mostly family parties or groups of friends, and I'd like to talk a bit now about the tours we offer and what your responsibilities will be. Our most popular excursion is the Woodland Tour and Trail. Now, often this is sold out and we have all of our 10 jeeps in convoy with 8 people in each jeep. It's a lot of fun. These tours really offer a taster of what we can provide. So as both driver and guide, it is important that you do a good job here so they come back for the bigger tours. I will talk about the commission package later. As the summer days are so long, we have 3 tours each day, but you will not be expected to work on more than 2 of them. Morning tours start at 8 a.m. and go to midday. Afternoon tours are from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and then evening ones 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. All the tours follow the same route, and you should have made yourselves familiar with all the key information. This was provided to you in the information pack you were sent when you accepted the job offer. This is important, so if you haven't had time yet, please do so now. Our second most popular tour is the Family Exclusive. Now, this tour is for the whole day and for only 1 group. Usually it is just 1 jeep, but sometimes there are 2 if the party is large. These tours go from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. and include lunch at the Brown Bear in Lower Middleton. We have a number of different routes for these tours as we don't want our premium clients being made to feel that they are part of a large package deal. You will be told which route to take with your weekly schedule. Now, I'd like to move on to these specialty tour packages. These are the ones that we're keen to book people on once they've done the woodland tour and trail trip.
That is the end of part 2.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 3.
You will listen to a talk between Aaron Sorkin, who was one of the best TV talker, and Mark Harris, who is an interviewer. Both are talking about newsroom and how it sounds smart. First look at questions 21 to 23. Listen to the interview conversation and answer questions 21 to 23.
People like me are going to be tempted to say that, following Sports Night and Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, this show is part 3 of your trilogy about the making of TV.
There's something about live television that I find very exciting and romantic. I'm going to use the word romantic a lot, but you'd be closer to the truth to say it's a quartet with the West Wing that lives in that place of wish fulfillment, what Wilson calls a mission to civilize, and it keeps failing miserably. He keeps slipping on banana peels. I write this kind of character a lot, beginning with the first play and the first movie I wrote, A Few Good Men, the Tom Cruise character, or Andrew Shepard in The American President, or in a lot of episodes, Bartlett in The West Wing, and to an extent, Charlie Wilson in Charlie Wilson's War. Now look at questions 24 to 30. Now listen to the second half of the recording and answer questions 24 to 30.
It's fantastic and really interesting. Tell me something more about your writing.
I'm writing about not the difference between good and bad, but the difference between good and great. You take a guy who's a perfectly nice guy. He's doing fine. He's not breaking any laws, and he covets the fact that people like him, and he's popular. He covets the fact that he doesn't have a lot of enemies, and you make him have to risk that by reaching higher.
When Wilson goes from being blandly neutral about everything to making his own opinions clear, it's a transformation that viewers of cable news will certainly recognise. But those guys sometimes become grandiose blowheads.
Of course, but there's a bigger problem that I'm worried about first. And this all has to come with the caveat that I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Come on.
No, I mean it. All my training and experience and education has been in playwriting. I have no political sophistication or media sophistication, so if I was talking to Howard Kurtz or you could easily dismantle whatever argument I'm going to make. It is a layman's amateur argument. Oftentimes I write about people who are smarter than I am and know more than I do, and I'm able to do that simply by being tutored, almost phonetically. Sometimes. I'm used to it. I grew up surrounded by people who are smarter than I am, and I like the sound of intelligence. I can imitate that sound, but it's not organic. It's not intelligence's. It's my phonetic ability to imitate the sound of intelligence.
So, what's the bigger problem then?
The thing that I worry about more is the media's bias towards fairness. Nobody uses the word lie anymore. Suddenly everything is a difference of opinion. If the entire House Republican caucuses were to walk on the floor one day and say the earth is flat, the headline on the New York Times the next day would read, Democrats and Republicans can't agree on shape of earth. I don't believe the truth always lies in the middle. I don't believe there are two sides to every argument. I think the facts are the centre, and watching the news abandon the facts in favour of fairness is what's troubling to me.
Would you like to enter politics?
I want to make it clear I'm not a political activist. I've met political activists and they're for real. I've never marched any place or done anything that takes more effort than writing a cheque in terms of activism. Honestly, I'm a storyteller. I'm just as happy doing this as writing Sports Night or The Social Network or anything else. I don't have a political agenda. I'm not trying to change your mind or teach you anything. I'm not able to teach you anything. But back to my point, it seems very important that if someone on the right in the news screws up in a really bad way, that the media finds someone on the left who screwed up in some kind of way so that we can have a one from column A, one from column B kind of situation. And that if there are 5 from column A, there can't be only 3 from column B, because then they'll be accused of liberal bias.
That is the end of part 3.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 4.
You will hear an extract from the lecture given by a scientist on penguins, the most beautiful and attractive birds found in Antarctica. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 35. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 35.
Penguins are a group of aquatic, flightless birds living almost exclusively in the southern hemisphere, especially in Antarctica. Highly adapted for life in the water, penguins have counter-shaded dark and white plumage, and their wings have evolved into flippers. Most penguins feed on krill, fish, squid, and other forms of sea life caught while swimming underwater. They spend about half of their life on land and half in the oceans. Although all penguin species are native to the southern hemisphere, they are not found only in cold climates such as Antarctica. In fact, only a few species of penguin live so far south. Several species are found in the temperate zone, and one species, the Galapagos penguin, lives near the equator. The largest living species is the emperor penguin. On average, adults are about 1.1 meter tall and weigh 35 kilograms or more. The smallest penguin species is the little blue penguin, also known as the fairy penguin, which stands around 40 centimeters tall and weighs 1 kilogram. Among extinct penguins, larger penguins inhabit colder regions, while smaller penguins are generally found in temperate or even tropical climates. Some prehistoric species attained enormous sizes, becoming as tall or as heavy as an adult human. These were not restricted to Antarctic regions. On the contrary, subantarctic regions harbored high diversity, and at least one giant penguin occurred at a region not quite 2,000 kilometers south of the equator, in a climate decidedly warmer than today.
Now look at questions 36 to 40. Now listen to the second half of the recording and answer questions 36 to 40.
The word penguin first appears in the 16th century as a synonym for great auk. When European explorers discovered what are today known as penguins in the southern hemisphere, they noticed their similar appearance to the great auk of the northern hemisphere and named them after this bird, although they are not closely related. The etymology of the word penguin is still debated. The English word is not apparently of French, Breton or Spanish origin, but first appears in English or Dutch. Some dictionaries suggest a derivation from Welsh pen, head, and gwyn, white, including the Oxford English Dictionary, the American Heritage Dictionary, the Century Dictionary, and Merriam-Webster, on the basis that the name was originally applied to the great auk, either because it was found on Whitehead Island in Newfoundland or because it had white circles around its eyes. An alternative etymology links the word to Latin pinguis, which means fat. In Dutch, the alternative word for penguin is fat goose, and would indicate this bird received its name from its appearance. The number of extinct penguin species is debated. Depending on which authority is followed, penguin biodiversity varies between 17 and 20 living species. Some sources consider the white-flipped penguin a separate Eudipetula species, while others treat it as a subspecies of the little penguin. The actual situation seems to be more complicated. Similarly, it is still argued whether the royal penguin is merely a colour morph of the macaroni penguin. The status of rockhopper penguins is also argued.
That is the end of part 4.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
So guys, don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test and speaking, you got guesswork. Please guys, participate in everyday new IELTS listening and reading practice tests to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. For more IELTS material, visit my official website www.ieltsupdatesandrecentexams.com. The link is given below in the description. If you need PDF files of latest IELTS material, then please join my Telegram channel. So guys, please write your score below the comment section. Again, thanks for listening. God bless you all guys. Stay tuned, stay safe.